Hi and welcome to my channel. In this video, we talk about what the paleo diet is and whether or not you should be following it. What is the paleo diet? The paleo diet is short for the Paleolithic diet, which refers to the diet we ate during the Paleolithic period, also known as the Ice Age. The paleo diet takes us back to the diet we used to eat for over 2 million years, or for 99.99% of our existence as a species on Earth. The idea behind the paleo diet is that because we ate a paleo diet for 99.99% of our existence, the introduction of three food recent groups, the grains, the legumes, and the dairy, in the last 10,000 or 12,000 years only, is not enough time in terms of evolution for our genes to adapt to digest those foods without any negative health consequences. So a paleo diet simply means not eating those three food groups that were very recent introductions to our food supply. And so that means we're not eating any grains, and we're not eating the beans and the legumes, and we're not eating the dairy. What are the grains, and what are those grains that we should stay away from if we want to follow a paleo diet? Grains include things like wheat, barley, rye, millet, corn, quinoa, rice, and oats, and all the foods that come from them, of course. So things like pasta and breads, they come from wheat, so those are all grain-based products. Rice crackers come from rice. Anything that has those grains in their ingredients is not paleo. What are the legumes or the beans? Soybeans, lentils, chickpeas or garbanzo beans, peanuts. Peanuts are not a nut, they are a legume. Red kidney beans, black beans, pinto beans, black-eyed peas, lima beans, all of those are not paleo. And finally, we did not consume dairy products, which means that milk, yogurt, and cheeses, butter, and ghee are not paleo. Also, we did not have access to technologies that would allow us to create processed packaged foods. So everything we ate during the Paleolithic period was simply a whole food that did not have any added sugars or high fructose corn syrup or vegetable oils. All of those refined foods are not paleo. All right, so we talked about what foods are not paleo. This brings us to what would you typically eat on a paleo diet? You could eat all kinds of meat, beef, lamb, pork, deer, elk, etc. You could eat all kinds of poultry, so turkey, chicken, rotisserie chicken, ground turkey, and all of the products that come from them. You could eat seafood like shrimp and lobster and crab and fish, cod and salmon. All kinds of seafood are paleo. You can consume seaweed, nuts and seeds and eggs, avocados, fruits and vegetables, and starchy tubers such as sweet potatoes and cassava and yams, except for regular potatoes. This is an important distinction. Regular potatoes are not paleo. Sweet potatoes are. Plantains, yes. Yams, cassava, yes. I generally recommend that the first step one needs to take to improve their health and clean up their diet is to transition to a paleo diet. So before we talk about ketogenic diets or carnivore diets or how we can improve our diets, the number one thing you can do is simply eliminate grains and legumes and beans and dairy. Those three major food groups will dramatically improve many parameters of your health. And the reason why you will see improvement is because of a paleo diet is generally lower in carbs. Even when you're consuming the nuts and the seeds and the fruits and the vegetables and the tubers, they generally aren't as rich in carbohydrates as the grains and grain-based products and the beans and the legumes. Most people don't tolerate too many carbohydrates very well. And so simply being on this lower carb diet is going to yield a lot of benefits. Another thing you're gonna notice is a more stable energy level throughout the day, also because your blood sugar levels are now more stable and you're eating more protein. Also, you're consuming whole unprocessed foods, so you're not exposing your body to weird chemicals like preservatives and dyes and other chemicals that are added not for your health, but to increase the addictive value of the food or to increase shelf life of the food. And really importantly, overall inflammation levels in your body is gonna drop because you're consuming better nutrition, more dense nutrients, especially coming from meats, and the removal of the inflammatory grains and legumes and the dairy. So you're gonna have faster recovery from your workouts. Most skin disorders and most chronic disorders have inflammation as its root cause. So when you drop inflammation, almost all parameters improve. And finally, your digestion is going to dramatically get better. What would a typical paleo meal plan look like? For breakfast, you could have eggs and avocados and berries with some raw mixed nuts. For lunch, you could have a piece of salmon with mixed greens and avocado chunks and some more raw nuts and strawberries with a little bit of apple cider vinegar and olive oil as a dressing. And for dinner, you can have any kind of meat, maybe a ribeye steak with some asparagus that's grilled, or a rotisserie chicken with some low sugar fruits or another salad. And also, as a transitional stage from a regular normal diet to a paleo diet, there are so many paleo recipes for snacks and desserts that you can look up on the internet that are absolutely delicious and made with paleo-friendly ingredients. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. You can always subscribe to my channel and make sure you hit that notification bell button so that you are alerted every time I post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.